Who is the greatest Avenger? Is it Captain America? Captain Marvel? Iron Man? Is it Nick Fury? Is it the other Nick Fury? Or is it Nick Fury? Right, I want to talk to you about the Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Wait. Yeah, it's just Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's just Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because he's just one guy. But he's not, he's in a team. He's in a team of guys who work for S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's just the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. because he's Nick Fury. So what can you say about this 1998 action movie starring David Hasselhoff? Okay, so first things first. Is this the first point or is this the second point? Okay, well anyway, okay, what you have to recognise straight off is this is a really low budget film. I mean, it's quite old, it's 1998, but it's not like a full cinema film, it's a film for television. So, if you see, you've got to see it in that light. The film's the film was sort of haphazardly clever with its special effects. It uses practical effects in the beginning with some helicopters. So they had actual helicopters. They had a frankly dreadful CGI jet plane in it, and the helicarrier looks interesting, but very old-fashioned. But it's all mostly forgivable because of the budget, and they don't over the top using the limited CGI, which I thought was a good move. There is one scene right at the end when it's got like a clip of New York, and it just looks absolutely bizarre because it's just like looks so terrible, and I just can't understand what they were thinking. But what's the film about? The film is about Nick Fury. He's a retired agent. It's set after the end of the Cold War, and his maverick style of fighting crime is seen as outdated. So he's been retired, but they've had to call him back in to deal with Viper, the leader of the new Hydra, the rebranded Hydra organization, who plan to use a chemical weapon on New York. So he has to like don the leather jacket. Oh, everyone wears leather. Everyone wears leather in this. All the agents, when they're out and about, wear motorcycle outfits. So David Hasselhoff is brought back into S.H.I.E.L.D. to, stamp out Hydra with his own brand of justice. And kind of does this through the film by continuously fucking up. So at the beginning, there's an old Nazi or whatever that they've got to like look after, and they fuck up and he gets nicked. Then they're in a plane, then they're trying to find the Hydra base, and they get fuck up and get shot down. And then they're in the base and they're sneaking around, and they fuck up and get caught. But it all comes together at the end. Obviously, looks wise, he looks more like the old-fashioned comic book Nick Fury than say Samuel L. Jackson does. And very much of the time. I mean, funny enough, we sort of look. If you look at the Nick Fury character, and obviously, I'm not quite sure who came first, but it's actually kind of a saturated character. The old-fashioned badass with the eye patch. I mean, we got Escape from New York, and obviously we got Metal Gear Solid, and we got this, probably a dozen others. Oh, one scene I particularly loved is when Nick Fury is going around the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, and they're showing him the new inventions they've got, and they've got this robot that works as sort of like a double for you, and I get the feeling that David Hasselhoff wanted to must have slipped someone some money, because the scene where you see the double, the double looks pretty ripped, far more so than I suspect David Hasselhoff was at the time. So, can I recommend this film? No, not really. I mean, if you're in HMV and you've bought like five proper films or something, and then you see this for like £4, um, just as sort of disposable, then I kind of recommend it. If you see it in a charity shop, buy like for like £3, below anything below £3 or £4, then yeah, buy it up straight away, watch it once, pass it along to the next charity shop. Honestly, the only people that should be buying this are either like hardcore like comic media fans who want to have every single film or product designed to do with their comics, or maybe like grandparents or parents that just want to troll their kids by claiming ignorance and buying this for them and disappointing them at Christmas. I mean, that would be a proper top-notch gag to pull on someone. You know, saying, "Oh, we got the latest Marvel film for you. Here you go, Sonny," and then it's this thing. It's not terrible. It's just very limited. It's must have been made on a fairly small budget. The script is rudimentary. I think David Hasselhoff does a pretty good job in this film. But yeah, it's not a classic, and I think if you never saw it, your life would be equally complete. So yeah, if you see it for like £4 and you're buying other stuff in HMV, then by all means get it. But I wouldn't rush out and buy it. The film does set up for a sequel, but I think 20 years later we can probably say it isn't getting one. Which I suppose is fine, really. Anyway, so if you like this video, then please leave me a like. It would be appreciated. Yeah. Anyway, see ya. About his old school brand of justice on on he's god damn it, he's brought in to god damn it, and he's brought back in